Gridiron fanatics. Glad you could join us for another off-season edition with breaking news of Gridiron Gab Pro Style. Where we gab about all things pro football, from the scoops of the regular season to the scores of the postseason and the picks in the offseason. Let's start gabbing.
The autumn winds move like the thunderous waves of Neptune's sacred palace. And here, amongst the blackened soil, lies the ragged hands, worn, torn, and callous. They await with cunning and vicious prowess, for the warriors have returned.
Come on, Dutch! Don't do it! Woo! No way! Woo! 85! Crying out loud! Are you kidding me? You're driving me nuts!
But behold,
Welcome back, you guys. Thank you all for joining us again on this off-season edition with breaking news, I might add, of Gridiron Gab Pro Style. As you know, I am Mr. CeeLo, and I was on the verge of shooting another show today when we had this come across my screen. Yep. Nick Caserio is wheeling and dealing in Houston. And these guys are just doing their thing. I'm sure some of you guys saw the graphic that came across the screen or across YouTube from Gridiron Gab Pro Style. I did a quick short and a reel letting you guys know that that this deal had gone down. It was confirmed by Adam Schefter about a little before 11 o'clock. And as I said, you could see this kind of materializing. I was not sure what deal was going to be made, but I felt like one or two positions was going to be traded for. We already saw the Texans have made deals for Joe Mixon, and we've seen that they've made they've signed deals with Denico Autry, Jeff Okudah, C.J. Henderson, Michael Ford, and they even traded their first-round pick this year to the Minnesota Vikings. Now, what this Stephon Diggs deal does is it basically tells tells C.J. Stroud that the Houston Texans are sold on him. That this is his team. They're going to maximize his potential. That is what it's showing to me, that DeMeco Ryans totally believes in him, and that the Houston Texans have totally bought into this guy being the leader of their team, and they are just doing whatever they can. I mean, we look at this depth chart on the complete offensive side of the ball. This is C.J. Stroud's to mess up, as well as Bobby Slowick's. Now, in my opinion, Bobby Slowick was the problem in that Baltimore game. His play calling was bland, to say the least. We're going to see what this guy can do with a guy whom has had 100 receptions 5 of his last 6 years and 4 straight. His career, he's got 810 grabs and 5 short of 10,000 yards, and he just turned 30 years old with 67 touchdown grabs. This is not a guy that is slowing down. He's had 127 grabs in a season, and that was his first year in Buffalo. Then he had 103, then he had 108, and then he had 107 last season. C.J. Stroud was nothing short of remarkable last season. He really was. He was very, very, very efficient last season. And there's nothing more you can say about just how good he was last season. And the reality of it is, when you start analyzing just how good he was, you start looking at the weapons that he had. And then we see all of the naysayers that tell us that certain quarterbacks need certain players. Well, C.J. Stroud breaks that, because the reality of it is, if a quarterback is good, he's got it. He's just got it. And looking here, as I said before, in the running back room, Joe Mixon is probably going to surpass Dameon Pierce as the starter, which is still a nasty 1-2 punch. Then you go from Stephon Diggs being the starter, Nico and Robert Woods being his backup with Xavier Hutchinson the third, and then you got Nico Collins with an incoming free agent Noah Brown being his backup. And guys, not forget about Tank Dell. This is a guy that's going to be back. This is a guy that got hurt last year and was just absolutely remarkable last year. Very remarkable last year before he had his injury. And now you add Stephon Diggs to this mix that already had John Mechie and Robert Woods. And not to mention you had Brevin Jordan, guys. This is what kills me. And then you re-sign Dalton Schultz. This team is ready to blow up. I don't care what anybody has to say. This is on Bobby Slowik now. He has to make sure that this team is at a position to continuously grow. What it means is now you get an offense that's taking intermediate shots, of 15 to 25 yards, which C.J. Stroud was so good at last season with Tank Dell. Now you get a guy that can blow the tops off defense. You got guys that can do this on either side of the field, and Stephon Diggs especially is running those crossers across the middle deep of the field. Those skinny posts are not pretty. Not when you got one-on-one. And then when you got guys like Tank Dell and even John Mechie, can you imagine have Stephon Diggs, Tank Dell, and John Mechie the third on the field at the same time? That's scary. But it's going to be up to Bobby Slowik to mess this up. I don't see C.J. Stroud failing at this. This is just going to be an absolute walkathon to me. And it's basically showing the Texans are here to play. They're not here to sit around and watch the Joe Burrows and, you have to question now the Josh Allen situation. But we're talking about what it means for the Houston Texans. This means that they have a legit number one, along with the wonderful cast of characters that they have now. Nick Caesarea has basically said in a nutshell, we have the firepower that goes along with the Danielle Hunter and Danico Autry chaos that is going to ensue on our defense. Now, those are just the two guys. That's not even counting Will Anderson. Not even counting Will Anderson. And then they traded from the 49ers, Malik Collins. Nick Caesarea just rolling the dice, you guys. He's doing his thing. I will go ahead and proclaim it now. This makes Houston one of the proverbial favorites now. They were already one of my top favorites with the Danielle Hunter move and Algier and the Autry move. This puts them up there now. But guys, let me know what you think about Houston's newly ascension into the possible contenders in the AFC. Hit me up on Instagram at Mr. CeeLo, as well as check me out over at Facebook. Go to the Facebook page and check out Gridiron Gab Pro Style so you can check out the other shows that I'm involved in. And I'm going to get some polls up for you guys. As well as like, comment, and subscribe to the show so you can also, and make sure you hit that bell, guys, so you can also get notifications for when I do shows. I'm still doing my loop around the NFL, and I'm also going to break down the top quarterbacks in this year's draft, the top wideouts, and as well as the top defensive ends and possibly cornerbacks if I can get to it, you guys. But till the next time, you guys, same Gab channel, same Gab platform.
But behold, there is a warm breeze that comes from the west. The blazing sounds of victory fuel their everlasting quest. It is a call to arms, for they are here. An army that has the will to challenge and the will to dare.
Never giving up. Go!